Today's topic is analyzing problems, process, and statistics. The problem-solving process can be applied to both short and long-term problems. For short-term problems, such as repeat incidents and patterns, the process is fairly straightforward. Problem-solving long-term or strategic problems is more complex because the problems themselves are more complex. Scanning includes identifying recurring problems of concern to both the public and the police, prioritizing those problems, and selecting problems for closer examination. Once a problem is selected, the scanning step includes confirming that the problem exists, determining how frequently the problem occurs, and how long it has been taking place, and identifying the consequences of the problem. Environments regulate the targets available, the activities in which people can engage, and who controls the location. The types of environments include residential, recreational, offices, retail, industrial, agricultural, educational, human service, public ways, transport, open transitional, and technological. By specifying the behaviors associated with a problem, the crime analyst can help to pinpoint important aspects of harm, intent, and offender-target relationships. The types of behavior include predatory, consensual, conflicts, incivilities, endangerment, and misuse of police. The analysis step of the problem-solving process begins with researching what is known about the specific problem type and potential responses, understanding the local context of the problem, and determining how the problem is currently being addressed in that particular jurisdiction. This is followed by the analysis of data in which hypotheses are developed that speculate why the problem is occurring. Data are collected to test these hypotheses, and statistical analysis is conducted from which conclusions are made about the immediate causes of the problem. The response step of the problem-solving process includes identifying realistic responses from the POP guides, from situational crime prevention techniques, and from what other communities have done successfully, and by brainstorming for new responses. The role of crime analysis is somewhat smaller in the response step than in any of the other steps in the problem-solving process. However, crime analysts do assist in this step by conducting further analysis that helps to direct and prioritize the responses. Assessment is the final step of the problem-solving process. The goal here is to determine whether the responses to the problem worked by examining both how the response was carried out and whether it made an impact on the problem. The frequency or count is the number of cases within each category or value of a variable. It is the most basic statistic and is used the most often in crime analysis. A cross-tabulation, also called a crosstab, is a way to examine the frequency of cases for two variables at once. The frequencies are computed for one variable separated by the categories or values of the other, and vice versa. A percentage is the count of cases in one category of a variable divided by the total number of cases multiplied by 100. Percentiles are computed from cumulative percentages. Percentiles are often presented in terms of particular values called quartiles, that is the 25th, 50th, and 75th percentiles, or the 95th percentile. Crime analysts typically use actual cumulative percentages computed for a particular data set when presenting percentiles. The 50th percentile is also the median, that is, the value or potential value in that it does not necessarily occur in the distribution above and below which 1/2 of all the values lie. A rate is another statistic that is derived from frequency. In calculating rate, one variable, the denominator, is used to determine the relative difference between values of another variable, the numerator. The mean, also known as the average, is the sum of the values of a variable divided by the number of values. It is used with ratio or interval level variables. The standard deviation is the standardized average variation of the values from the mean and helps indicate the shape of a data distribution and determine outliers. This is the end of today's presentation. Please email me if you have any questions about today's lesson. Thanks.